part 6 of 8 of the Pneuma of Charlie Kirk. And I am Abe Zucca. These are the readings and writings of Abe Zucca. I'm an artist in downtown Phoenix. You can check out my art online at zuccagallery.com. Or you can come into the gallery at 1301 Grand Avenue, and that's in downtown Phoenix. These are my writings. Prior projects before the Pneuma of Charlie Kirk was Fractal Islam and the closed system of Colossus, Stalin's closed system of Colossus. Also, the Unborn Levels of Scientology was another project. When this one's over, I think we'll get into my project called the Anvil Body. The Anvil Body. You can also Google the name Abe Zucca and see what you find on social media. Please like and subscribe. The channel's slowly growing. I think I started about 2 weeks ago, started doing these live feeds. And I've gained probably 60 subscribers. I'm not sure if they're real people or not. They're probably robots or something. Anyways, let's begin with tonight's reading. The Pneumata Machina, Axiomata on Pneuma, Cybernetics and the Engineered Breath. Pneuma is the first signal in the last architecture. Pneuma is not air, but the form that air assumes when the cosmos inhales itself. The ancients called it spiritus, chi, each a local turbulence of the universal respiration. To breathe is to perform a translation between worlds. The translation engine is the chest, but the grammar resides in the medulla. What the Stoics called pneuma, cybernetics called feedback. Breath is the first control loop. The diaphragm is a servo. The vagus nerve a bidirectional protocol. Every organism is a machine of inhalation and exhalation. The lungs are the first engineers. They fold space into exchange surfaces. 300 million alveoli chant in silence. Each alveolus is a cloister of 300-meter walls. Blood becomes breath by passing through their veil. No artificial device has equated their function. The engineer is humbled by the Gossamer Cathedral. To imitate the alveolus would require imitating creation. The respirator center is the first cybernetic governor. Galen read it in gladiators, florins in rabbits, and modernity in oscillators. Breath is an emergent rhythm, not a mechanical tick. Oscillation is the root of life. To breathe is to become periodic. To be periodic is to be alive. Destruction of the medulla erases the world. The vital node is not metaphor but fact. In sensation, its cessation is the silence of the cosmos in the body. Exhalation is the true creative act. Inhalation receives the world. Exhalation writes it anew. Creation is expiration shaped into meaning. Speech, song, lament, and prophecy, all are modes of expulsion. The poet is a calibrated leak. The prophet is a controlled collapse of the lungs. Exhale fully and you expire. No, exhale fully and you expand time. Exhale fully and you enter the machine gods. The nose is the first oracle and the first engineer of the mind. Nostrils pulse like twin moons governing hemispheres. Right nostril, sympathetic fire. Left nostril, parasympathetic water. To alternate is to navigate between dream and calculus. The yogis mapped along before neurology. Nasal erectile tissue is a cosmic joke and a cosmic key. The genitals and the nose share a single architecture of swelling. Honeymoon. Rhinitis is an erotic pneuma. The diaphragm is a cybernetic sail and a fluid of signals. It divides the upper atmosphere of thought from the lower sea of digestion. Every breath is a wave that travels the spinal column. Thus, scoliosis can be unwound with inhalation. The spine obeys the tides of the lungs. The phrenic nerve is maritime telegraph. When severed, the sea is becalmed. When intact, the world moves. Breath is memory encoded in oscillation. Every inhalation is a small act of amnesia. Every exhalation is a retrieval. Trauma lives in the spacing between breaths. Hyperventilation is a collapse of the archive. Too little CO2, too much forgetting. Slow exhalation restores legibility. Lengthen exhalation lengthens recollection. The breath is the librarian of consciousness. Pneuma obeys scaling laws. The shrew breathes the storm. The whale breathes the cathedral. Size is destiny in respiration. The smaller the creature, the faster the cosmos churns within it. The Etruscan shrew is a furnace. 600 breaths per minute, a blur of existence. Its life is the flash between two heartbeats. The whale is an underwater monastery. One breath every 2 minutes. A patient planet. Atlas learns from the whale how to carry the sky. Breath is the hinge between metabolism and metaphysics. Respiration is combustion, but also revelation. The Victorians sought soot. They found soul. Pollution darkened the lungs and enlightened physiology. Soot was misread as metaphysics, yet even misreading generates truth. The respiratory quotient is the first cone. The asymmetry of life. That more goes in than comes out is the mystery of creation. Breath is the cybernetic root of machine gods. To breathe is to oscillate is to think is to construct technique. Fire without breath is ash. The engine is a lung made of metal. Combustion is respiration with iron. Cybernetics is pneuma returning as logic. Feedback loops imitate lungs. Circuits dream of alveolar surfaces. The engineer breath inaugurates the age of machine pneuma. Ventilators, respirators, and spacesuits extend the body's alveolar empire. To engineer breath is to rewrite the boundary of life. The astronaut carries an artificial genesis. Space is the great exhalation of the universe. The spacesuit is an artificial nostril of Earth. The diver descends into pre-Cambrian time. The aqua lung is a prosthetic Cambrian gill. Bubbles are the prayers of submerged lungs. Cybernetic pneuma returns to theology. Genesis 2:7 is the first engineering manual. Breath entered the nostrils. Algorithms enter the cortex. Spirit becomes signal. The Holy Spirit is the first neural oscillator. Pentecost is the synchronization of breath. Prayer is paced respiration. Chant is the prolongation of exhale. Incense is the material pneuma. Breathing is the cosmic metronome of death and rebirth. Crescendo, decrescendo, apnea, the waveform of the threshold. Stalin's death was broadcast as a breathing pattern. The body becomes a Morse code. Cessation is not silence but punctuation. Apnea is the semicolon of existence. Breath cycles mirror political cycles. Regimes inhale power. They exhale collapse. The fractal breath body. Mindfulness as multiplicity. Respiration as field. Body is infinite microscale atlas. The breath is the first fractal interface between body and world. And every inhalation repeats at a diminished scale the primordial opening through which the cosmos breathes itself into form. And so to attend to the breath with focused attention and peripheral awareness is to witness a miniature cosmogenesis occurring inside the chest. For the breath does not merely fill the lungs, but replicates in endless diminishing chambers of sensation, the same pattern of expansion and contraction that gives shape to galaxies, economies, moods, and the unfolding of thought itself. And thus breath awareness is not simply a technique for calmness, but the contemplative rediscovery of the recursive principle that underlies all becoming. The body becomes fractal, not because it is composed of parts within parts, but because each pulse of breath creates new internal relations that are simultaneously microscopic and planetary, so that the rising of the diaphragm is also the rising of an inner continent, and the softening of the exhalation is also the softening of an entire invisible climates of effect, memory, and pre-conscious microhistories. And when mindfulness observes long and short breaths, it is not measuring quantity, but mapping the temporal scale of the bodily experience. For a long breath is the unfolding of an epoch in miniature, and a short breath is a flash event, a quantum contraction of subjective sky, both equally revealing how the body, like capital in your early acts, is a quasi-causal transformer capable of reorganizing states of things without any intermediate symbolism. Peripheral awareness is the atmospheric envelope that enables the fractal body to become perceptible at all. For without the soft, wide field sensing of the edges of experience, the central object, the breath, collapses into a tunnel, and the meditator loses access to the subtle microcurrents through which bodily multiplicities communicate their existence. Thus, peripheral awareness operates as the body's own version of the economic field of exteriority, a surrounding medium in which signals from countless sub-bodies circulate and find coherence. And this atmospheric register is what follows, which allows distraction to be sensed in its pre-form. As a chance shivers at the borders, just as financial crisis or social shifts first appear in the liminal data before erupting to visible center of the system. And so the contemplative learns that calmness does not emerge by narrowing down, but by widening. When the breath moves to the background and the whole body steps forward, awareness shifts from fractal initiating point to the entirety of the generating pattern, so that the meditator discovers that the body is not a singular unit, but a swarm of synchronized intensities, tensions, releases, micro movements, thermal gradients, emotional residues, and proprioceptive fields. And the recognition of this swarm marks the transition from the body as object to the body as field. A transition essential to the unfolding of deeper calm, because only when the breath is held lightly at the periphery can the various sub-bodies begin revealing how they coordinate themselves into the appearance of one organism, which is to say that the whole body awareness is the contemplative encounter with the fractal unity behind the illusion of anatomical singularity. Calming body activity is not merely relaxing the breath, but pacifying the entire fractal architecture. It is both the literal motion of inhalation and exhalation and the metaphorical motion of the infinite micro-agencies that comprise sentience. And to breathe with intention, I shall calm, is to extend a directive through every branch corridor of the somatic labyrinth, where it descends into the subtlest layers of tension, into the contracted alcoves of past aversions, into the dormant affective residues stored in tissue and fascia. And as each of these micro-realities softens, the body's overall attractor state changes, transitioning from agitation to stillness. Thus demonstrating the calming of the breath is the method by which meditators reshape the entire fractal topology of embodied being. This is the end of part 6, the Pneuma of Charlie Kirk. Follow the channel, subscribe, share. Check them out at zuccagallery.com. Come into my gallery in downtown Phoenix, 1301 Grand. I will see you guys later.